Welcome, myself Mr. Santosh Lukare from Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering of Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samajas, Karmavira Advocate Baburao Ganpatrao Thakre, College of Engineering Nasik. In this session, we are going to discuss about the simplest form of controller called an on-off controller. Outline of this session is objectives, outcomes, on-off controller. Objective of this session is to study the on-off controller and its use in industrial application. At the end of this session, students are able to discuss about the on-off control action. In this simplest form of control action, that is the two position control system, the actuating element has only two positions or the fixed positions such as simply on and off. So if you consider the example of switch which lights the tube, or you can say which lights the LED bulb, or which will just switch off it like on and off. This control action is relatively the simple and inexpensive and hence most widely used in industrial as well as the domestic control system applications. So if we consider the three-phase electrical pump which is used to pump the water from the reservoir tank to the overhead tank of the society, or you can call it as a single phase pump also, which can be used in order to pump the water from the reservoir tank to the overhead tank in the different societies, or in, you may say, the domestic application. So the output of this controller, you can call it as a U of t, and that can be generated depending upon the error signal which is given to the controller as U of t. So mathematically one can write U of t is equal to U1 for the error signal U of t is greater than 0, or U of t is equal to U2 for the error U of t is less than 0. In most of the cases, this U1 and U2 is nothing but the constants, and which could be either the 0 value or 1 value, or logically you can call it as a on or off, or sometimes it could be the position of the final control element which is totally open, or which could be totally closed. So U1 is the 100% of the output, and U2 is sometimes or most of the times it is considered as a 0%. So let us consider the example of liquid level control system as shown in figure A, where Qi is the input flow rate or the inflow which is coming into the tank with height h and with capacity C. The outflow from the tank is controlled by the man-made, or you may say the manual control valve R. So there is a level sensor, you can call it as a float type of level sensor, which record, or you can say which measures the height of the water in the tank, and this float is going to operate the switch of the electromagnetic valve, so that the valve can be 100% open or it can be 100% closed. So you can say that this is a closed loop liquid level control system that could be used in a simple industrial application, which is used to have the level control of the liquid in the tank with the predefined height h and the capacity C. So when the float sensor, it indicates no level of the liquid reach to the value H, then it will just switch on the circuit, and the electromagnetic valve is get opened. Why? Because in the second figure it is a kind of electromagnetic valve that we can have. So once the switch is closed, the circuit is active, or you can say the circuit is in operating condition, and the current will flow through the magnetic coil. And as there is a current through the magnetic coil, the magnetic field is generated about, or you may say around, the movable iron core, and which will just pick up this globe of the valve in upper, you can say, in vertical direction, and it will gives the passage to the flow of the liquid through the valve, and you can call that flow as a flow rate Qi. Once the level is raised to the value, or it reach to the value H, then the float will detect the level is reached to its 100%, and it will just open up the switch. And once the switch is open, the circuit breaks, and hence there will be no flow through the magnetic coil, and the control valve, or the electromagnetic control valve, is just de-energized, and the globe will totally close the path of the liquid flowing through the valve. So in this way, such types of on-off control, it can be used in a industry for the different applications. So this operating of this electromagnetic valve is depends upon the signal which is received from the measuring device. You can call it as a float type of level measuring sensor, or you can say the float type of level detector. So this operation of the electromagnetic valve, it could be of two type. So here in figure A, it is shown that once the error signal is given to the controller, the controller is going to operate the electromagnetic valve, or you can say the final control element, which will be either fully open or fully closed. So U1 is, you can say, the opening position of the electromagnetic valve, and U2 is the closing position of the electromagnetic valve, and E is the error between the set point and the actual output. So it is nothing but, you may say, the difference between the set point value of the tank level and the actual level of the tank, which is sensed by the float type of the level sensor. So if the error is there, or if the height of the liquid in the tank is not equal to H, an error will generate into the system, and this will just make the circuit by closing the switch, and that will just operate the electromagnetic valve to be open to 100%, and this will gives us the Qi, that is the inlet flow rate, or you can say the flow rate into the tank. And this is the second figure, which is also a type of on-off controller with differential gap. Now why it is there? Because if we consider this type of controller, when the error is non-zero, this controller is just either on or off. The moment the error generates into the system, this particular type of operation will gives you the on and off action of the final control element, and that is called as a chattering. So it may creates the hazardous operation into the system, or you can say the final control element is just has a thrust, because it is just going to chatter out about the opening and closing of the electromagnetic valve. So this kind of action is not expected in the controller, or you can say in the control system. So sometimes we need to provide some hysteresis, or you can say the differential gap, so that the control valve chattering is, or you can say the electromagnetic valves chattering is minimized. So there is a window that is created between the, or you can say about the set point value, just above and below the set point, or you can say if you consider the height of the liquid in the tank is 100 meter, 100, you can say the 100 centimeter, and I want to maintain the level of the liquid at 100 centimeter. So what happens if the level is not not at the 100 centimeter, it will just below the 100 centimeter, let us say 95 centimeter. So there is a 5 centimeter error, so the control valve is going to be open. And sometimes if it just goes above the 100 centimeter, the control valve is going to be closed. So in order to avoid the chattering of the controller or a control action, we have to provide some band, or you can say the differential gap between or around the set point value, that is just above and below the set point value. Suppose if I want to control the 100 centimeter level in the water tank, I may use that differential gap from 90 centimeter to 110 centimeter, so that between that band the controller is stable. It may either on or off depending upon the control action. So here, this first figure, it indicates the level of, or the curve of the level inside the tank, that is h of t, and it is just recorded with respect to t. So this is just charging and discharging of the tank, or you can say it is just a rise in the level. Then once the level is reached, it can be a discharging of the level from the tank. So what will happen if I consider this as a set point, and if I provide the differential gap, so once the level is reached at this point, the final control element is off and the level is get settled down at some value. And if I apply the load to the tank level by manual valve, which is at the bottom, then the liquid level drops down and it just goes below the set point value. And if it track towards this lower value, the moment when the level reaches at this point, the controller is on. So in this way, the chattering of the final control element, or you can say the electromagnetic valve, is avoided by using the differential gap. This can be well understood with the help of time diagram, which is mentioned over here. So if you consider the time diagram of on off controller without differential gap or the dead band, what will happen over here? If we read this dotted line indicates the set point, and this black sinusoidal wave, it indicates the actual controlled variable. So the moment when controlled variable is just above the set point, there is an error and the controller is just off. So when the controlled variable is less than the set point value, the controller is on. So in this way, the controller is just switching from 0% value to 100% value, that is, it becomes off to on and on to off depending upon the difference between the set point and the controlled variable. So this is just called as a chattering of the controller, that is on and off continuously. So this is, you may say, it is somewhat undesirable phenomenon which occurs in the on off controller. So to avoid this high frequency chattering, we can provide, or we can add the differential gap as shown in second figure. So this is again a control characteristics of on off control, or you can say the on off controller, and this hysteresis or the differential gap is provided in order to decrease the chattering, or you can say the on and off of the controller, or you can say the electromagnetic call in our case. So when the set point is applied and when the output tracks towards the set point, so there is error. The moment when there is an error, the controller is on, you can say here it is a on action, and the moment when the set point reach, the controller is just going to off. So when the temperature, in this case this second graph is about the heater, or you can say the heating condition, or you may say the temperature control. So when the set point change in the in terms of temperature is given to the control system, the controller will generate the manipulated variable that will operate the plant, or you can say the heater coil, such that the temperature of the system, or you can say the plant, is increases to the set point value. It reaches to the set point value, then the heater is just off. So if this now, as this is a temperature process, it requires some delay to get settled down. So this temperature increases above the set point value, again it decreasing towards the lower value. The moment when the set point and the temperature, you can say the heating temperature is less than the set point value, the heater is again on. So in this way, this on and off action is continuously happening in the controller depending upon the set point value and the hysteresis provided into the controller. So in order to avoid the frequent chattering of the final control element. So these are the time diagram of the on off on off or the two position controller with and without the differential gap, or you can say the hysteresis. So these are the some sources. Thank you for the listening.